Would you like a sandwich? But the tiger didn't just take one sandwich. He took all the sandwiches on the plate and swallowed them up in one big mouthful. Ow! And he still looked hungry, so Sophie passed him the buns. But again, the tiger didn't eat just one bun. He ate all the buns on the dish, and then he ate all the biscuits and all the cake until there was nothing left to eat on the table. So Sophie's mummy said, "Would you like a drink?" And the tiger drank all the milk in the milk jug and all the tea in the teapot. And then he looked round the kitchen to see what else he could find. He ate all the supper that was cooking in the saucepans, and all the food in the fridge, and all the packets and tins in the cupboards, and he drank all the milk and all the orange juice and all Daddy's beer and all the water in the tap. Then he said, "Thank you for my nice tea. I think I'd better go now." And he went.
want to read to you about the tiger who has 9 lives. 2 tigers have 9 lives. I still remember my 7th birthday when my grandpa gave me a tiger. He was a soft tiger, a whiskery tiger, a tiger with big black eyes that shone in the light. He was my best present, and I kept him with me all day long. He was with me when I unwrapped all my other presents and blew out my candles, and when everyone sang happy birthday to me. At bedtime, Grandpa laid the tiger by my side. 2 tigers have 9 lives, Grandpa, I asked him. Well, tigers belong to the cat family, so perhaps they do, Grandpa replied. I stroked my tiger while Grandpa told me all about real tigers. They live in forests, in jungles, and they love to swim, he said. Each tiger's stripes are unique, just like our fingerprints. And then he added, sadly, there are very few tigers left in the wild. Grandpa kissed me good night, then turned off the light. My tiger seemed to move closer as I shut my eyes. I held one of his paws as I drifted into my dreams.
To read a part of the story called There's No Place Like Space, all about our solar system. I'm the Cat in the Hat, and we're off to have fun. We'll visit the planets, the stars and the sun. There's no place like space, I will prove it to you. Your mother will not mind at all, if I do. Jump in, here we go, we'll fly up so high, and we'll dance on the moon and play games in the sky. I will swing past the stars, and in case you've missed them, you'll soon see the planets in our solar system. There are 9 of these planets that circle the sun, and soon you'll be able to name every one. Mercury's close to the sun's burning light. It's hot in the daytime, but freezing at night. On Venus the weather is always the same, hot, dry and windy with no chance of rain. Can you guess the next planet? Well, here is a clue. It's my home, and home to thing 1 and thing 2. You've been living on it each day since your birth. It's third from the sun. It's our planet, Earth. that Mr. Fox was too clever for them.
There's a nong-nang-ning where the trees go ping, and the teapots jibber-jabber-choo. On the nong-ning-nang, all the mice go clang, and you just can't catch 'em when they do. So it's the ning-nang-nong. Cows go bong, nong-nang-ning. Trees go ping, nong-ning-nang. The mice go clang. What a noisy place to belong is the ning-nang-ning-nang-nong.
I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs. He was a wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye, and he liked to listen to country music. He was a honky-tonky, winky-wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim, and he smelled really, really bad. He was a stinky-dinky, lanky, honky-tonky, winky-wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelled really, really bad. And that morning he got up early and hadn't had any coffee. He was a cranky, stinky-dinky, lanky, honky-tonky, winky-wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw!
His bear was called Fredbear. He was old. Bits of him had worn out, or worked loose, or all dropped off. He had a paw which didn't match, and a button for an eye. When he looked through the button, he saw 4 pictures instead of 1. It was like looking in a television shop window. But there was one thing that had always been wrong with Fredbear. The silly man who had made him had put too much stuffing inside him. His arms were too hard, his legs were too hard, and there was so much stuffing inside his tummy that his squeaker had been squashed. It had never squeaked, not even once. Fredbear hated having a squeaker in his tummy that wouldn't squeak. It made him feel that he was letting Ben down. Ben's frog could croak, his space monster could squelch, and his electronic robot could burble away for hours if its batteries were the right way round. Even the little toy that Ben called Grey Thing could make a noise, but nobody knew what Grey Thing was meant to be.
and I'm reading the poem Cats by Eleanor Farmyard. Cats sleep anywhere, any table, any chair, top of piano, window ledge, in the middle, on the edge, open drawer, empty shoe, anybody's lap will do, fitted in a cardboard box, in the cupboard, with your frocks. Anywhere they don't care, cats sleep anywhere.
Kittens, one stormy night, began to quarrel and then to fight. One had a mouse and the other had none, and that was the way the quarrel begun. I'll have that mouse, said the bigger cat. You'll have that mouse, we'll see about that. I will have that mouse, said the tortoise shell, and spitting and scratching on her sister she fell. I've told you before, 'twas a stormy night, when these two kittens began to fight. The old woman took the sweeping broom and swept them both right out of the room. The ground was covered with frost and snow. They had lost the mouse and had nowhere to go. So they lay and shivered beside the door till the old woman finished sweeping the floor. And then they crept in as quiet as mice, all wet with snow and as cold as ice. They found it much better that stormy night to lie by the fire than to quarrel and fight.
This is chapter 1 of The World's Worst Teacher. Mr. Pence Balls. Once upon a time's table, there was a maths teacher named Mr. Fenton. He certainly looked like a textbook math teacher, with his wire-rimmed glasses, brown suit, and comb-over. However, Mr. Pent was anything but your average maths teacher. Oh no! He was one of the very worst maths teachers. That's because Mr. Pent's every waking moment was taken up with one dark obsession. Balls.
But where did this strange fixation with spherical objects come from? Our story begins when Mr. Pent was still a child. It is easy to forget that teachers were once children, but in most cases they were. Some babies you knew immediately were destined to be teachers because they were born with a teachery scowl of disapproval on their face.
As soon as he was put in his cot, Baby Pent was counting the beads above his head. Soon he was writing complex mathematical equations on the wall with his alphabetic spaghetti. It was when, as a toddler, he began giving his parents algebra homework that they knew for sure their little boy was destined to be a maths teacher. One day, when Master Pent was just 10 years old, he suffered a terrible accident. The boy was struck on the head by a ball. Not just any ball, a demolition ball.
Farmyard. Little hen, feathered and red, pecking around for scraps of bread. Little goat, fierce and white, thinks his rope is much too tight. Little calf, soft and shy, peeking out with one brown eye. Little cat, black and lean, crouching so he won't be seen. Little pig, muddy and stout, trying hard to wriggle out.